Coach has been blown away by Crabtree's hands and his ability to suck in these balls.
Tyrell Williams, he beats Cox.
This is a really thickly built guy.
We didn't let the team go because we were stretching out balls.
Give her 6 quavers, then pause.
I hope someone's taking all this down. What are we saying to each other? It's like they're trying to teach us a basic 70s disco. It's the first day of school, fellas. You have a translation error like on this signal? We're taking over this conversation now.
You need a gun because you're weak. You need a bullet because your voice is small. Enough is enough.
Can't stop! I'm gonna go celebrate!
My choice! My choice!
That's not talking about! That's not talking!
I will not be stopped!
Join with us right now!
What size?
This one's from Jeremy in Wisconsin. And it says, Toffee Brand Coffee is the best coffee in the world. Thanks for the grift.
Anyway, I'm going to find out who this quartering character is. And when I do, he's going to get a bit of the old ice troll treatment.
Went from loathing Brie Larson to being the unofficial #1 fan site for Brie Larson.
How about a handshake? You're going to give me your jacket, your helmet, and your motorcycle, and in return, I'm going to let you keep your hand.
Welcome in, everybody, to Astrocast Thursdays, everybody's favorite day of the week. Yay! How are you guys doing?
Doing good. I'm excited.
So a couple of show updates. I think we should also be live on the member site. I'll remind people later. So if you're a member, you log into the members area of the quartering. There's a link on top, Members Live. So that way, when we switch over to the members only section, I had to spend the night last night figuring out a solution to where all of our new members could still get the members only section if they weren't Rumble Premium members, but also make sure that Rumble Premium members got everything. I think this solution will work elegantly. We'll talk, I guess, more about that later. So if you don't want to watch anywhere else, you can just watch on thequartering.com/members/live. How was did you do your homework last night? Hannah, I know you're going to say no. It's just say no.
No, I haven't started. I'll start this weekend. You got to be in the mental space, but I'm excited to start The Killing. If you guys haven't watched it, if you're listening, you should join, and we'll have an Astrocast discussion next week.
Well, now that we have the member stuff working, we can do watch parties.
Oh,
we
cool.
could.
Yeah, because I'm not really distributing it. People just watch it together and do all that kind of stuff. And Melanie, I see you got a new toy.
I did. I got
I'm sorry, collectible.
Yes, a collectible. I got a Corpse Bride Monster High doll. Last week, I set my alarm for like 1:45 a.m. so I could be up, make sure I was awake in time, or 2 a.m. when they had the pre-orders up for that.
That was Melanie. I watched the video. I just want to say that was not your best I'm not a consumer moment. She's going through
my things. I have some of my things. I do like, I don't exactly buy a ton of collectibles, but when I see something that grabs my attention, and that Corpse Bride, I did have to have that.
It sparks joy. Do you guys remember Marie Kondo and her? Does it spark joy? Like, you work hard. You're allowed to buy yourself a treat.
Yeah, that's all fine. I think I've definitely got a lot more discerning now. Like, I used to collect a lot of things, and it's probably my biggest hobby is just collecting shit. And then I'm like, I don't have room for everything. So now I've gotten really picky. I sold off a lot of the things I had collected over the years. And then now I'm like, man, do I really? You seem very excited to get it. So I think
I was, I am very picky about my collectibles too, because I just don't want to keep a bunch of stuff in boxes for no reason. But I saw that, had to have it, so I got it.
Yeah, I remember they came out with Sylvester Stallone came out with this Rambo doll that was it's kind of like your corpse. They're highly detailed, lots of articulation, different, all this stuff. And I remember like that was a day I bought one for me and one for my dad, who passed away before I ever even got the order. Aww. And then and now I have like these two Sylvester Stallone dolls that I think I paid $200 each for, and I'm like, I have to wear them with like the one for my dad I can't get rid of, obviously, but
right.
like my other one, I was like, this has zero resale value. I just have this thing that I paid $200 for that no one else is gonna buy. Now maybe I could get it signed by him, and that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, that was the day my collecting ended for the most part. Now I've moved to watches, which are much more expensive, so I can only buy like one a year, or maybe one every.
You're limiting your collecting just on a price basis. That's funny.
Yeah. I had to get myself under control. I have this really cool like light up watch case, and like each watch I select takes me months to pick which one I want, and there's only so many spots, and they're expensive, and so that way I've artificially hamstrung my money wasting. I still spend as much money, but it doesn't take as much space. But we've got a lot to talk about today. We've got members only callbacks. Call-ins are coming back today. Also, they were back yesterday. Also, well, that's a weird display. Oh, I shared it in the wrong area. And you could also submit questions to the show in the members area, and you could submit videos of yourself. So if you have a video question that you want to submit, we'll play it on the show during the members area, and so during the members section. So we got lots of we're adding value every day, because that's what we do here. We are like, that's what Estrocast really brings. None of this would roll out when Luke's here. It only rolls out during Estrocast for whatever reason. I don't know. That said, interesting news. Not a lot of people really covering this yet, which, I'm sure Alex has covered it. Mm-hmm. But I think relatively bad news for Alex Jones here. A judge has basically cleared the way now for his, business to be sold again. What a lot of people remember when the Onion bought Alex Jones, and they briefly, I believe, actually had control of the domain, or at least had taken it down. And that's one of those things that's kind of in my back pocket. Like, hey, did anyone actually go to jail for that? Because that was super corrupt. Like,
right.
The person who was in charge of selling the Alex Jones business didn't even take the highest bid. They just sold it to a leftoid to humiliate Alex Jones. And so then a judge overturned that. Like, what are we doing here? You can't do that. So it looks like the judge has now cleared the way for another sale. I always thought that Alex Jones was going to lose the Infowars brand. I just didn't know how soon it was. He has a stupid $1 billion fake judgment. Will the Onion get it again? Probably not, because they weren't the highest bidder. And if you are a family who has extorted, getting money from Alex Jones is going to bring your kid back. Alex Jones didn't take your kid's life. I know that some people might think it's cold to think of it this way, but I never really get suing Alex. Like, money will bring my dead kid back. No,
exactly.
It's very weird. I think they got talked into it by like activist lawyers and this, that, and the other thing. So it looks like his stuff is going back up for sale now. Now, to be clear, because businesses have certain protections, Alex Jones will just move to, instead of Infowars, he's already set up like the Alex Jones Show website. He has all that, he's basically going to be able to move it over.
Right. We had Harrison, who's a part of Infowars on Monday, and he was like, yeah, we have a plan. I mean, it's kind of amazing that this has been in limbo for so long. I mean, at least 3-4 years where it's gone back and forth, and that entire, not just Alex Jones, but like the staff and their families are kind of always waiting to hear what is the future of their livelihood. And I agree with you. I mean, I could totally understand why the parents initially took legal action against him. It was obviously a complicated issue at the time, and I know he's apologized for the things that he said. But it does seem like at this point, it is more about punishing Alex Jones for his entire career, not just what happened with Sandy Hook, and trying to destroy the brand that's there. I mean, I don't know if the Onion, this opens the door for the Onion to make another bid, and I don't know if they will at this point.
No way.
And then at that point, like if the Alex Infowars,
they got all the free clout. Actually, this is a win for the Onion.
Yeah,
they got all the free advertising, and they didn't have to pay.
And if his brand is so toxic, like who is actually going to buy it? Because that would be validating that it's a real product that people are interested in. And at that point, like, when do the families get the money? Like, that's what doesn't make sense to me. If you demonize his brand, what's the value? And if you're trying to settle up this, like, what isn't it like the GDP of France that he owes his families? Like,
well, and also, what is it worth? Nothing. Because you own Infowars.com, but you don't own Alex Jones.
Exactly.
So, like, I've had some talks with some other people in the space who have money, and it's like, we should just buy it. But it's like, why? No matter what happens, Alex is still going to move to, like, the AlexJonesShow.com. Just because you own Infowars, if I'm Alex, and even if a friendly buys my brand, like, unless they're willing to give it back to me, I'm just not working for anybody else. Like, if somebody bought the quartering and they were like, bro, like, I bought this to, protect your brand, like, I still moving, because what do you, like, unless you're willing to sign it back over to me for exactly what you paid, why would I give anyone else a percentage of ownership in my company? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I just one thing that I just can't wrap my head around this whole situation is, I mean, we can say that Alex Jones was insensitive in what he was saying and stuff, but what law did he break technically? Like, how is this even escalated to the way that
they say it was defamation or libelous, but like against who? Right. Exactly. Yeah. Like, if you go down the line of people who were wrong here, okay, let's start at the person that did the crime. The loser that went into that school and did what they did. They're not suing them.
Right.
Then they say, well, Alex Jones said that it was fake. And so then one or two lunatics went to our Facebook pages and harassed us. That's what Alex Jones is getting sued for. But again, he's not the one. If they want to sue somebody for harassment, it should be the people who are on their Facebook pages, not Alex Jones.
That's true.
So, like, you didn't sue the shooter. You didn't sue the school. You didn't sue the gun maker. You didn't sue, the people who are harassing you. You sued Alex Jones. Why? Because somebody, I believe, told them to. You know what I mean? Like, somebody lawyer,
that wanted to close
lawyer.
Him down. Shut him down.
Yeah.
I think that is part of it. I mean, it is crazy that the biggest villain of the Sandy Hook tragedy, and
not the shooter.
Tragic. I mean, it's sad. It's not the shooter. It's Alex Jones,
right?
And he's been sort of a target for a long time. So I can understand where, like, I think the simplest conclusion is, like, somebody was like, now is an opportunity, and we're going to use this story to really go after him. But it's sort of like a waste of the legal process to me. Like, if you really are trying to get the family's money so they can, whatever they need to do with it, whatever, like, they're starting foundations, whatever reason they want this amount of money, this doesn't
over
seem like
$1 billion, by the way.
Right. I mean, but like, are you expecting $1 billion sale of this? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And to a certain extent, I think that's why people don't cover it, because it's all these like micro back and forths. And like, to his credit, I think Alex Jones is pretty good about being like, we're about to lose Infowars, like rallying
I know, he's
support,
grifting
and then
like crazy. Yeah.
Right. I don't even want to call it grifting, but like a little bit.
I don't mean it in a negative way. I mean, like, he's taking advantage of this to probably, like, when Infowars.com went dark, he probably raised more money than he ever has in his life. And I'm happy for him. I love Alex. He's a friend of the show. He's been on the show, even though he doesn't know the difference between the quartering and salty cracker and nerdrotic. He thinks they're all the same thing. But like, and I've been trying to get him to quit smoking for years. Every time I talk to him, he's like, I've got to quit smoking. And then like the camera goes off and he's like, immediately smoking. I'm like, Alex. I'm like, I can still see. He was like, I'm not quitting.
This one doesn't count.
Yeah. I actually think one time I had him on live. He was just ripping grits the whole time on the show. I was like, dude, like, take a breath between the cigarettes. But we all have our vices, and I love Alex, and I will always defend him. He always has a platform on my show as long as I have it. But I do think like it's very dumb because, like as you said, Hannah Claire, like wouldn't the best way? If I'm correct me if I'm wrong, chat, or if either of you two remember, I feel like the winning bid for Infowars was like a couple $100,000, like $200,000. I think was the winning bid. Yeah, maybe look it up and verify. But if I remember right, it was like almost no money. So if it's about getting the family money, like why wouldn't you just tell Alex to peel off $1 million?
Right,
like,
exactly.
Alex, why don't you just peel off $5 million? Forget the stupid $7 billion whatever. Like, if it's about getting the family's money, then why did you have a $1.5 billion judgment? It was about shutting down Infowars. It wasn't about...
Exactly.
So it was very weird. And like, the winning bid wasn't even the highest bid, correct?
Did you find offered, 1.75 million in cash and other incentives, according to PBS in December of 2024.
So less than $2 million, something that Alex Jones could probably pay in cash from barrels he has buried in his backyard, or money he's made from selling
the secrets, you crazy.
Well, I know he makes a lot of money selling ducks that he gets at the park because they're free and the government doesn't want you to know that. But like, again, that's why it was so weird. Like, if they were like, all right, Alex, all this goes away for $5 million, he would have raised it overnight. He would have sold hats and shirts, and each one of the families would have got, $500,000, and like it's way more than the the 1.5 million after tax would have been. I just, the whole thing stinks. It's always stunk, and essentially it proved Alex right.
And it seems like it's in some ways like. I know some people are like the families are nefarious and they're involved and they want to shut down Infowars. Maybe some of them do, but if some of them legitimately are like, being misled by lawyers or activists or whatever, then this is always going to feel like false hope to them, right? Like, oh, you're about to get this money and you can start your memorial for your kid or whatever they want to do with this money. Like, it seems like it's never going to happen. So like, we're all just like, I do think that there is a huge movement in this country of basically judicial activism. So putting people like Alex Jones or controversial figures in positions where you're just actually draining them by making them constantly.
He's lost millions being in court too. That's a great point.
Like that's almost how they shut down Infowars in another way. Or at least they hamstring it. If they can't totally shut it down, they just try to drain as many resources as they can, which is, obviously malicious and bad. But it just like, how long until this is settled? And it seems like the point of it is to keep it going forever so they can always keep a thumb on Alex Jones.
Well, it's like we talked about yesterday with the Conor McGregor suit, right? She offered, what was it? What did he say? A woman that he did heinous things to, very, very, very bad. She's going to be scarred for life, physically and mentally. Sues him. They offer her, $1 million to go away? I think it was $1 million or $2 million. And she says, no, I want this to go to court. She goes to court. She gets $200K and her lawyers get $1.4 million.
Oh,
right.
So her, it cost her $1.4 million to win $200K off Conor. Like, honestly, I don't care what anyone says. Like, I understand the righteousness of going to court, but if you asked her, if she had a couple drinks and you just asked her, was it worth it? She's going to say no.
Right.
She would have just said, anybody would have rather just taken the $1 million and got on with their life. Like, because she took an incredible L. Conor McGregor's gonna be fighting at the White House.
Well, and the thing about the Conor McGregor case, and this is gonna be unpopular, is like, because it's a civil case, they didn't go through like judicial means. I know it's complicated. I know we had a guest on yesterday talking about his connections.
Well, there wasn't enough to really make it a criminal case.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, in America, we just translate that to the civil case that was brought against Donald Trump, which I thought was bogus. And, they're not the same thing. They're different people, different circumstances. I don't know enough about what's going on with Conor McGregor to totally say, but like, it's just putting everyone in the worst position, and I think it doesn't end up with justice for anyone. Melanie, can you believe he just took a phone call during Astro?
He did. Wow.
How are you? How are your pets?
Oh, they're doing good. Yeah, they're just going crazy, playing like crazy, but doing good as a whole. Yeah, I had a stream last night and that went well. Had a good time.
What'd you talk about?
Oh,
we're just gonna
goodness.
catch up on
a lot of
we don't get to hang out.
A lot of Bible stuff. I'm trying to like my brain is kind of mush right now. Usually on Thursday mornings after because I stream Wednesday night and then then I go to bed, I wake up and I get right back to work right after. So then my brain is like the days just mixed together. I'm like, wait,
right. It's like being I mean it's not like being a doctor, but it is like being on a 24-hour shift.
Yeah, basically just call me Dr. Mac.
You're basically a doctor. That's so funny. How do you pick what you're gonna talk? I mean, I know that you do a Bible verse a day, and you maybe have a system for working those. But how do you pick what you're gonna talk about when you're streaming?
It's funny. A lot of times I just like roll with it. I will just start the stream and chat will just be like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about the NFL having male cheerleaders now? Or this or that or the other. And then it's just like, oh, wow, that's crazy. And then I look it up and we talk about it. So that's usually
I love that. I think that's the cool thing about going live at a consistent time. Because it's like if you had a standing phone call with like one of your friends where you're like, let's just catch up on stuff, you know?
Right. Yeah. So then you just how I like to do my streams is just have it where it's like I really catch up with what's going on with chat and we're just hanging out. That's what it is.
Do you have any more Michael Knowles or other appearance? You've been like doing a couple different, it seems like kind of debates recently.
I have been. Yeah, I don't have one in the works right now. I was going to, but just scheduling conflicts and stuff. So it was going to be another one, but I'm sure there will be soon though. So
I'm sure chat will love it. I always think it's funny. I'll be like scrolling Twitter. I'll be like, oh, look, Melanie. She's reprimanding the world.
Yeah, people are making people mad again.
Look, if you have a talent, you should use it. Am I right?
I guess.
Sorry, this week has been bad for like contractors and I have because I have these damn German Shepherds. I have to always make sure they call ahead and I can let the dogs out. And now apparently I'm tangled. What a terrible, terrible day.
I just like that you walked off set.
Yeah. You guys keep going. I got to untangle myself now.
Okay. So he's going to be dancing right now, dancing with his cords. How are you doing? Hannah Claire.
Good. I'm trying to think of anything that's going. Sometimes I feel bad because it's like the biggest thing in my life is obviously like my baby, but I don't know.
And then the Idaho 4 case.
Well, the Idaho 4 case is kind of interesting. Thank you so much for the opening, Melania.
Yes, you're welcome.
You guys wouldn't believe it, but there is some stuff still to talk about. Kind of because I think a lot of the media is starting to like turn to setting up his parents. Like there's an article out right now talking about the fact that like allegedly he called his mom after the attack and then like in the days after. Now I suspect his parents.
They did this with Gabby Petito too.
They do it with a lot of people. And there were a wave of teenage like school attackers who they like have started to go after their parents. I don't really think you could make that case with Brian Kohberger, but that's my personal opinion.
I actually don't care about that. I say like in DC, where like all these youths that beat up big balls, like I think you should go after the parents. Like, why is your 12-year-old out?
No, they don't go after those ones. They go after the like loners who are attacking high schools, but not the people who are like beating people up on the street. It's kind of a weird system.
At 2 a.m. on a Saturday night, a bunch of 14-year-olds.
It's crazy how young some of these people are. I remember reading the story about an attack at a McDonald's in Boston on like an 80-year-old man, and the perpetrators were like a bunch of 13-year-old girls. You want to be like, come on, team! Like, why are we becoming such a depraved society? No, I mean, the thing about the Kohberger case is that there is, he has a couple more days, like I think it's like 15 days left to appeal. Like it's kind of a technicality or like revoke his plea. But I personally don't think he will. And I think that's going to be one of the weird mysteries of this case. But, a lot of documents are available. People are still kind of debating it. I think you'll hear about this every once in a while. I'm waiting personally for the 2020 documentary on this because I just think it's not a real, that's how the crime is becoming infamous.
Yeah, that it's real.
Covers it.
Yeah. I saw like there was a documentary on Peacock last night and I just feel so defeated. I'm like, I don't even want to watch it because we got nothing. Like all we know is that they're dead and he says he killed them. Like so why would I want? There's nothing to document. I want like when he does his first jailhouse interview, and he will. That I'll be interested in. Apparently, he's getting as I expected and predicted. He's having a rough go of it in prison. Like those guys that they were described as waiting for him. Like he's not having a great time in there, which is great. You know, I think that's good.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this is like the system. Like if he is guilty of this crime, I'm not trying to give him an easy life. I think what's challenging is, you know, that there's just so many unanswered questions, and the timeline will never make sense to me. And like, you know, it's unsatisfactory, but that's not really the point, I guess. It's not to like give me puzzle pieces to work with. Did you ever follow everyone in chat who's like, I don't like crime stories, is gonna get so bored with me, but you ever follow the Delphi murder?
Yeah.
It was that really long unsolved case, and then they arrested Richard Allen for it.
Yeah.
He is asked for an extension for his appeal, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen his confession interviews or when he's been interviewed, but like I have a video reacting to it. It is the weirdest thing. Watching it convinced me that he is probably not the guy, which is like so tragic because those families of those young girls deserve justice, and that's like the problem with all of this. But anyways, thank you so much for the intro to my true crime interest.
Yeah,
all right, I love it.
We have a sponsor for today's show. A quick shout out to PDS Debt. Folks, the American dream is under attack, and hardworking patriots like you are being crushed under mountains of debt. Why? Because creditors love debt. They want you to be stuck in their high interest trap. They want you drowning in student loans, credit card debt, skyrocketing mortgage rates, because when you're broke, you're controllable. So what do? Take control, fight back, and that starts with PDS Debt. They've helped hundreds of thousands of people live debt-free. PDS Debt goes beyond the numbers to understand your unique financial situation and craft a personalized plan designed just for you. There's no minimum credit score required. They're there to help you save more, pay off your debt faster, and start putting money back where it belongs, in your pockets. They have an A+ rating on Better Business Bureau and have thousands of 5-star reviews on Google, and hold a 5-star rating on Trustpilot, because PDS Debt has helped hundreds of thousands of people get out of debt. I remember what it was like after college, working extra jobs just to pay the bills, not to have anything extra. And it sucked. So you're 30 seconds away from being debt-free. Get your free assessment and find the best solution for you right now at pdsdebt.com/thequartering. That's pdsdebt.com/thequartering, pdsdebt.com/thequartering. Thanks for the sponsor, PDS Debt. Also, now that most people are here, I want to let you guys know the members section on the site has been upgraded so that now you can actually, I mean, if you want, you can watch the show live on the website. So when we go to the members only stuff, you'll be able to just watch it as a member on the Quartering website. You can connect your Discord. It's linked right across the top. So when you go here, it'll be green to connect your Discord. In order for that to work, you have to have a Discord account so you can talk into the show, chat into the show at the end. And also, you can submit a question to the show on your homepage. So you can, if you go there now to the members area, when you log in, you scroll down, submit a question to the show, and we'll answer it on the show. You can also submit videos if you want. Just put like the URL in here, and I'll look at that too. So all of that is available. I'm gonna have the girls mention this while I go let the contractor into my house, and I'll be gone. And then I'll put the Melania story up for you, Hannah Claire, for you to take, and then I'll be back.
Cool.
I'll be gone for like 10 minutes, and I'll be back. Sorry guys, but
no, it's
my
fine.
wife's at some appointments, and I don't have anyone else to.
It's Girls' Day for your wife, so let her do whatever she doing.
But I'm hoping that everyone today will strongly consider going to thequartering.com/join. It's $6, and you get access to all that stuff I talked about. You get access to our members only videos. You also get access to exclusive discounts, 20% off Coffee Brand Coffee, extra discounts on Meta PCs. You get to join in our community. We're going to be doing a fantasy football league in there. We're going to be doing costume contests, pumpkin carving contests. We'll do ornament stuff for Christmas. And every day on the show going forward, now this is kind of the new show. The show will be about an hour to an hour and a half long. Then we will do call-ins, members only portion of the show. And then all three of us will be in the Discord from 2:30 till 3, roughly, like until, from the end of the show until 3 Eastern each day. So we'll be in the Discord, interacting with you directly. So all that for $6 a month. Girls, I hope you can sell a bunch of it while I'm gone.
All right.
See if we had 25 people sign up yesterday. I hope we can get like a couple hundred today now that it's all set up and working. But yeah, so here's the Melania story, and I'll be back in like 10 minutes.
Cool. Well, I also think if you haven't signed up, maybe just tell us, send Jeremy an email and be like, hey, this is why I'm not signing up, because that's market research and he loves that stuff. That's the opposite of getting you guys to sign up, but it's my personal theory. Melanie, do you have any plugs about the Discord, or should we talk about Melania?
Oh, someone just said, Melanie, get on the Discord. I am on the Discord. So, yeah, if you become a member and have access to the members only Discord, I'm there. Hannah Claire is there. I believe Luke is there as well. And Jeremy, of course. So please join.
Yeah. And if you, so basically, yeah, she's already there. So you should get on the Discord. That's the question. Okay. So I don't know if you saw this story today, but Melania Trump has basically sent a cease and desist letter to Hunter Biden. She's demanding that he issue an apology because he did that interview with, what is it, Channel 6 News, where he was like, Epstein and all of this stuff. And she, in her lawsuit, specifically spells out that he said that Epstein introduced her to Donald Trump, and he cited a Daily Beast.
Oh, so he's trying to make it sound like she was some escort or something on the
right.
Oh,
and like they're all, and like that's how entangled they are with Trump. She is saying that they have, in their lawsuit, she said that they are also asking the journalists for an apology. They're saying it's completely false. That's not how she met Donald Trump. The story I've always heard is that they met at a party in New York in the 90s, which like that's vague enough where I guess you could imply it could be an Epstein party, but also like she was a model and he was a wealthy man. So
I mean, that's a normal condition of meeting somebody at a party. If you're a wealthy man and then there's a model there. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But I think it's interesting that she's doing this because James Carville also promoted some, like, what she said were false statements about her connection to Epstein. And he actually did have to issue an apology. And this was about a week and a half ago. So what do you think? What do you think of Melania Trump defending her name?
Hey, I say good on her because that is quite an implication to try to make it sound like that she was some sort of escort or something like that. And she's defending her honor right here. And I think good for her for that. So,
right.
Yeah.
And she's got a win in the bag. So I find it interesting that they're now expanding their campaign. Melania Trump, to me, and this is, I mean, I would love your perspective on someone who also has basically a public facing part of their job.
Yes.
She's so interesting to me because she really was like a supermodel. You know, obviously there's a certain amount of exposure with that, but she is inherently a very private person. I mean, we saw this a lot with the first, we saw this a lot with the first presidential campaign and with Donald Trump's like 2016 to 2020 time in office when Barron was under 18. She was very, I think, pretty secluded. Like she'd go to Trump with stuff, but it really seemed like her priority was
being a mom,
wife and mother.
Yeah, I love that.
I thought that was cool too. And so now it's interesting because obviously these are very serious allegations. And obviously the implications are not nice. They're intended to be harmful to her and her husband. But also Barron's in college. So I do think she is in some ways seeming more active now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Because of him being in college and not being a wee little lad anymore. Then yeah, she can focus more on being the first lady and all of that. So she just, so she has more time there. But yeah, I'm totally with her on this. I totally support her in all of this. And I mean, this should be an easy win.
You like Melania Trump? Are you a fan of the first lady?
I like her. I think she's great. I think she's got amazing style. I love to see a beautiful woman, as a first lady, somebody who, takes good care of herself, and she's always serving face. I love that. But yeah, I think that's awesome. I think that a lot of, I don't know, just because you're the first lady of the White House doesn't mean you have to look like an old lady. Like you could still be stylish. But she does so in a way that's classy. That's what I love so much about her. It's because she's stylish, but she's not trying to look like, Jeff Bezos' wife.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I wish she would like talk to Lauren Sanchez, please.
She's not doing anything like that. She's actually keeping it classy, but still like, hey, she's
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 saying,
beautiful.
this time around, her style is like much more like suits. I mean, like at the inauguration, she had like whereas like the first time it was a little bit more like Jackie O vintage fashion inspired. It's interesting to me. It's like, it's like, her child has left the nest, so she's returning to an office job in some respects.
That's right. She's serious business now.
Yeah. She went to Congress to advocate for a bill against like revenge porn and things like that online, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
She's definitely not like Michelle Obama, where she's like kind of like, oh, I'm gonna be what was Michelle Obama's campaign? It was it wasn't a lot to be just about being fit, but like they had to like get active or something.
Oh wow. Well, she is a linebacker, so she can speak on being active. But yeah, she definitely did have a bit of a different direction. And I think with her doing that podcast recently too, that flopped like crazy.
The one with her brother, right?
Funny. Yeah. Was it with her brother? I don't remember.
No, I thought the guy on who co-hosts was there, and like they brought on Barack Obama to address the like divorce rumors. But it was like also still not that convincing.
Yeah, that's the thing is even with all of I don't know what. That's the thing is a lot of these there's this illusion that Michelle Obama has all these fans and has all these people who are huge supporters of her. But then when she has a podcast, she's even with the whatever budget they put into getting that in front of some eyes, it's still even flopped. That's like, wow, just shows how performative a lot of this stuff is and how a lot of people who want to pretend, especially like from the woke side of things, like, oh, yes, we support Black women and we support these Black women just because they're Black. But then when it actually comes to watching their content, they don't do it.
I know it's a joke, like anybody can have a podcast. It's true. Anyone can literally have a podcast, but not everyone should have a podcast. I think that's something you said once. And I just think Michelle Obama should just go be rich and hang out on the boat, and we should just stop,
just like, enjoy life. Like what?
I don't understand, because it reminds me a little bit of her podcast. Not that I'm an avid consumer of it, but I see the clips. Will Smith's wife had like, I think it was a podcast / kind of a show. And it didn't have a deal with like Facebook, where that was like where they were mainly broadcasting, and then he would be like, every time you bring on your family members, it just gets messier and messier. I don't know that this is it, team. Like, I don't know that you want to be delving into this publicly. That's how I feel about Michelle Obama's podcast. Like,
exactly.
It doesn't seem necessary. In fact, seems to be ruining kind of the privacy you could be enjoying.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't even know what the intention is there. What is she trying to share with the world? Like, what is it that she's super passionate about sharing with the world? Is it just relevance? Is it just to try to stay in the spotlight, or does she actually have some big important messages that are important to her that she wants to share with the world? I'm not really seeing the latter there.
Well, and so in some ways, she and Melania Trump have things in common. Like, obviously they're both first ladies, but they both have released memoirs. But it's funny because Michelle Obama's memoir went out, and she did a press tour, talked about it on shows, and then we settled her back into the celebrity background. And then at one point, when Joe Biden wasn't doing that well, everyone was suddenly like, Michelle Obama's going to run for president, which I fundamentally do not think would ever happen. Like, I don't even think she really wants to do the podcast. I don't think she wants to be president at all. It's much more fun to be a rich and famous lady bopping around.
That's true.
But no one ever, I mean, she wasn't born in the US, so she couldn't be anyways, but no one is ever like, Melania is thinking about running for, governor of Florida or something like that. Like, everyone knows she's there to be Trump's wife and to be Barron's mom and to be a role model, but she's not trying to opportunistically build a career off of anything.
I like that about her, because she is in that supportive role and she is doing her role really well, but she's not, she's not trying to be famous. She's not trying to be some sort of influencer or anything like that. And I do admire that. And I think it's just it's just an easier way to live too. It's like,
Yeah,
why do you want to add all that extra stress if you don't have to?
Right. Well, I think it was, I could be wrong, and I hope chat corrects me. I'll look it up in a second, but I think it was Jackie Kennedy who formerly made, like, she was the first lady to have like the office of the first lady and have like kind of this official capacity. It wasn't always the case, you know. It's not like Martha Washington had some sort of like charity campaign. I'm sure she did charity work or whatever was important to her, but it wasn't as official as we see it now.
Right.
But I guess my question to you would be like, if you could dictate it, what would be the purpose of the first lady? Like, does she get to just be this private citizen who's married to the president, or do you want her to have some sort of public facing obligation?
I think in an ideal scenario, she should be there to support her husband above all else as the president. Like, he's, you know, that's one thing that's so wonderful about wives is that when that, especially if you have a husband who has a very demanding job or he has a lot of pressure on his shoulders, in this case, Donald Trump does. So a wife is that comfort, and that's why it's so sad whenever you have wives who are a bit more aggressive or who just add more stress to their husband's life. If the husband is being the provider and being the protector, and in this case, for the whole country, then yeah, it's important that he has a wife who's supportive of him and who is his comfort, right? So I think above all else, that should be her role. But then also, I would like to see her involved in stuff like, you know, look at all this going on with women's issues, right? Like these men in women's sports, right? The transgender stuff and all of that. I would like to see her take a front-facing role in standing against that and standing for actual women's issues that matter, that are going on, for sure.
Yeah. I remember I think it was when her book came out, but she put out a statement basically being like, I am pro-choice. I'm not against abortion. And people asked Donald Trump about it. This was in the fall of last year. It was before the election, but it was pretty close towards the end. Because I think her memoir came out in October, like late October. The election was early November. And Trump was like, she's allowed to have her own opinions. Like, she is her own person, and she has, like, he said, I told her to write what she feels, and that's what's important.
Right.
And I think that was so telling because it does contrast this depiction of Melania as this like subservient, like, you know, quashed person who's always just doing whatever Donald Trump tells her to, or she's timid or something. And I think with this type of action with like defending her reputation, like, she's not meek, she's just reserved, and I find that interesting. When with her as first lady, she has her Be Best campaign. I don't personally get that one, you know, like, I think it's a little bit vague, but I like the intention. She wants children in America to be best or be their best selves.
Okay.
I wish that she would take on more of a like family first role. I feel like that's the thing that she does really well. I wish she would be openly like, you know, if she's going to go to Congress again, for example, I wish that she would advocate for any kind of policy that is openly pro-family, pro-helping moms be with their children, you know, that kind of stuff, because I think that is what she does well. I think you're right. The first lady is there for her husband. Like, she doesn't actually have an obligation to be a working member of the administration.
Right.
On the other hand, I do think obviously high visibility person, it would be cool if she just became the champion of as many pro-family values as we could have in one presidency, because that's like, she is like the ultimate mom right now. That's always what I thought.
Exactly. Yeah, and I really think that we do need that message right now in society, because we're not seeing a lot of that. And lately we have just seen more of the boss girl angle with society. But a lot of times, like, a lot of people, sadly, with how our economy is and how all of that, like, it is really hard to get things back to more traditional households, because a lot of people can't afford to do that. A lot of people can't afford just a one income household, and it's tough out there. A lot of people just are struggling, even with 2 income households, to be able to buy a house and all of that. So yeah, it definitely would be nice to see more encouragement for, you know, the good old traditional family values and encouragement for that. But we also need to see that be a viable thing
I read this book recently. It's like a parenting book, or it talks about like child development during the first 3 years of life. And they talk about how as our society has pushed women to stay in the workforce, we devalue the skill of nurturing, which women are naturally good at. They're naturally more inclined to do. And the author of this book, who's a licensed clinical social worker, talked about how that also impacted the nurturing career. So you'll hear about like a nursing shortage, right? Or you hear about shortages of teachers or things like that. And that's because we told women that those skills were not that important, that anyone could do them. And basically like you got to girl boss up the corporate ladder. And I think that is one of the ways that we have harmed our overall culture. I think this idea that like, you know, like obviously there are lots of women who will have careers, even if ultimately they end up staying home with their children. Like if you know, if you work for your 20s and you stay home with your kids in your 30s or whatever it is, like you're doing something. I think that it's weird that it's this pressure to kind of ignore skills that you would be good at in places that you could excel and be happy. And I would be curious to see a first lady who is like, make nurturing great again, because there are those needs in our society.
Yeah, and that's what she really did too, like spending all that time raising Baron and making that such a huge priority. So I think she does really reflect some just key inspiring attributes of being a woman, and that is the fact that she's nurturing and she's beautiful and all of that. And so I love to see that with her. I think she's great, and I think she can be strong when she needs to be still, but yeah, ultimately like she does embrace a lot of amazing feminine qualities.
Can I get your take on Hunter Biden? Because to me this is linked, because he obviously is someone who had a traumatic childhood. He was in a car accident with his mom and his younger sister and his brother, you know, and like Joe Biden was sworn in at his son's hospital beds after losing, you know, the mother of their family. He's talked about struggling with addiction. I think he is nasty in a lot of ways. I think that there are a lot of criticisms of him, but like talking about someone who seems to have had a disrupted nurturing or like an insufficient nurturing upbringing. That's not grammatically correct, but I think everyone's going with this. What do you think of Hunter Biden?
Oh, goodness. I think he seemingly wears GoPros everywhere he goes to record all of his debauchery. But yeah, I mean, he's a good example of what happens when you don't have a good nurturing household. I think it's sad that his life kind of turned the way that it did with all the addiction and stuff. I don't know everything about Hunter Biden's life or anything like that, but what I know about him is all of the drugs and debauchery that I see everywhere, and it's like, my goodness, that is a sad state.
Well, his brother died. His brother died.
His mom died. We were talking about like, we talked a lot about Melania Trump, but like what I was saying, Jeremy, was like, nurturing as a skill for women in America like isn't that valued, and I think in some ways it's interesting that Hunter Biden is kind of an example of that. It seems like he struggles with some of the issues of like a traumatic childhood, and also like I don't know if you guys remember when he was on trial in Delaware for the gun purchase. His daughter had to come and testify and be like, yeah, my boyfriend and I were coming to visit him while he was in rehab. He seemed like he was doing well. And you want to be like, there are tons of things to criticize the Biden family for, but you also want to be like, wow, you seem like you kind of let all of your children down all the time.
Yes.
Which is sad.
It is a sad state of affairs, but I'm sure you've been vamping on this longer than expected. So let's go to the Sandwich Bandit. I don't know if you guys are aware of the Sandwich Bandit. Did you tell everyone to go to thequartering.com/join today?
Yes, we did.
All right. Well,
they asked Melanie if she was in Discord. They said, get on Discord. She was like, I'm already there.
She's in Discord. The ladies are both in Discord. Now you guys better, no asking for feet pics or anything weird like that. But yeah, like this is the shift. Just to tell everyone why we're, I've tried to start up this member section many times before. Look, if you join Rumble Premium, using my promo code, it supports the show the same, and you can still get access to everything else. You just email me. But like this summer has been particularly hard with like no viewers wants to hear about ad revenue and blah, 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 blah. But the reality is it's been very bad. And that's what supports this show. And, I think I look at other models like what Tim has and everyone else, and they build these communities, and then they don't have to freak out when, you suddenly start losing. I mean, you start making 50% the money you made the previous month, which is what happened basically to us. And so I'm hoping that, I dropped the price down to $6. It's the cheapest anywhere, and it has a ton of value. So I hope you go to thequartering.com/join today. Now, if you're already a Rumble Premium member, you can email me, thequartering@gmail.com. I'll get you in all the same access. But if you're not, and you want to go there, like, legitimately, I don't want to be, like, too dire about it, but, like, we could definitely use, like, I don't know, a couple thousand people to sign up. So check that out. Subway Sandwich Attacker. And by the way, we're going to have lots of fun stuff, and you don't have to use Discord to get all the value. Like, there's some people that don't want to use Discord. That's why I'm putting all the coupon codes and everything out in the main area too. So you can still get the members videos and all that kind of stuff. Subway Sandwich. I don't know if you guys saw this, but there's this individual who was totally
tweet about this.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
I'm gonna look.
He totally took on fascism. Look at this. Wait for it.
Motherfucker!
Do you guys have audio, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. It's always the guy, like, there's some guy off in the corner gassing him up, filming it. And he's probably like, yeah, there's all these cool people, all my brothers are saying I'm fighting the power. And let's see what happens here.
And then he runs into traffic.
By the way, I'm sure he rolled the lightning at the end of that little exchange. What I find curious about this is not only did it turn out that this was a Department of Justice employee, and did he get fired, but he also got a felony assaulting an officer charge, which is like a legit. I mean, he could be going to jail for this, like a prison.
Wow.
Like, if this was if this was like J6, he definitely would be going to prison. Like,
well, that's a whole different ballgame. You know?
I know. But like, this guy ruined his life because some brothers were gassing him up. He was, I assume, drunk. Like,
yeah,
I don't know who
seems
wastes.
like it, right?
Yeah, he decides to waste an entire foot-long Subway sandwich. That as a fact
In this economy?
Right, exactly. In this economy.
Bad judgment all around.
Yeah. I mean, what do you make of this, ladies?
I think he's running like a woman too.
He does run like a woman.
Yeah, that's really not a good look. But I mean, I just want to know, what did he think was going to happen? You think you're going to throw a sandwich at an officer and that's going to end well? Like, this
Does
is
he know what kind of sandwich it was?
I don't know.
Oh,
I know I was very clearly a foot long because you see the flop at the end. You can see it as a foot long.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess it was some sort of soy.
Probably, yeah.
yeah.
Soy sandwich with with a glass of oat milk. That's what he had.
Yeah. Keep going.
Bye, Jeremy.
Best Subway sandwich. That's
kidding,
why
I'm
I
back.
need to know. Oh, best
Bye,
Subway
Jeremy.
sandwich though. I know it's very underrated, but their tuna. I don't even know if it's made out of real
People
tuna.
say that. Yeah,
but it's
people say that.
incredible.
I was always a meatball guy. Just so to say.
I think we need to check in on like Jimmy John's and Jersey Mike's and see if they are spinning this to be like, and we are the Patriot sandwich shop.
Yeah.
Or if we're just gonna ignore this. Like,
Well, if they're them, they should be like, if it was our sandwich, they'd be dead.
oh my
Like,
god,
that's
like that's worse. I'm hoping that all of the marketing teams are just workshopping right now with the other places. I sent you in the private chat Pam Bondi's tweet because she said that the guy did get fired. So I don't know if you want to.
Clearly, it wasn't a toasted sandwich. It was.
It was very floppy.
Also,
yeah, I guess
no
that
chip
does
and
make
drink,
it.
So I guess he didn't go for the deal.
No chip and drinks, yeah. So no meal deal. I mean,
Yeah.
that sub in downtown DC was probably like $18. Like, I'm not kidding. If you touch any law enforcement officer, we will come after you. I just learned that this idiot worked in the Department of Justice, also no longer. Not only is he fired, but he's been charged with a felony. Like, my dude, it's just, you just ruined your life. Like, that's going to be, like, they're going to make an example out of him. This isn't going to be like, ha, 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 we're going to plead this down. Like, he really made an oopsie here. That's going to follow him forever. Right. I don't really understand. I mean, what do you?
That's what I don't get. Like, so you're like in DC, you're out, I guess, you have a drink, you're trying to get a Subway sandwich, and then you're like, my brain is broken by the sight of these officers. Like, I literally do not understand what sparked this. And I'm sure he's had to talk to a lawyer or family members about this. Like, what is the explanation? Because people will be like,
he was standing up to fascism. For
what
like
was
the
fascism
3 or 4
doing right then? Like, being on the street?
Well, he was mad that they were, other officers from, the federalized folks. That's what he was mad about. Apparently.
Man, this is like right out of Subway too. So did he buy the sandwich for this purpose?
Ooh, interesting, because then it's premeditated.
Yeah, this could be premeditated. And I don't know. I mean, this dude, like, is he gonna get a 10-year prison sentence? Probably not. But like, this is a major F up. Like this, he's gonna have to talk about this on every job application he has for the rest of his life.
But
like, he has to disclose this.
Do you think some cushy left-wing, law, like the nonprofits that help illegal immigrants get into the country or something else, they're gonna look at this and be like, oh, we understand. Like, you get a special, you know what I mean? Like, I just wonder if someone's gonna like be okay with it. He'll maybe not make like a ton of money in his career, but like, he might be able to find a way back by marketing this as like, I stood up to fascism thing. I
guess. I don't know.
I'm spinning it cynically, but that's what I would wonder.
I don't know, Melanie Mac. Where's this guy on your? I mean, is he doing it for you?
No, I'm gonna say definitely not. But maybe he can become a cheerleader for the Vikings or something.
I noticed. I saw that story. I was like, I had to check the calendar. I'm like, they're doing this in 2025. Like,
yeah, that's what's crazy. But apparently, they had male cheerleaders before, and it just wasn't. We didn't know about it because, like, I've been watching. I watch football games. I did not ever notice any male cheerleaders, but they must not have focused on it on the camera or anything, because that's apparently been a thing since like 2018 or something.
I think college. I mean, like, I remember at college football games there'd be male cheerleaders, but they're not like they're there mostly to like throw the girls in the air.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Because it's like, yeah, I think the NFL could do some cool stuff with some male cheerleaders who are throwing the women up and doing flips and all these cool things. But instead, we just got the fruity variety in the NFL. So,
right.
So no cool tricks and just a man dancing. Interesting.
Well, like, men are definitely a part of, especially at the collegiate level, cheer, and they're not all gay.
Right.
Like, they're the guys that chuck the women up into the air.
Yeah, exactly.
But like you said, that's
because it's
not,
like male gymnasts, right? Like,
yeah. But that's like not what these.
That's not what's happening here.
That's not what's happening.
No,
they're wearing a dress here.
They are very, very fruity for sure.
Yeah. It's, the whole thing is really bizarre to me. This is the thing, like, when I talk about like politics brain, like, what was this guy I mean, I'm sure he's drunk, and I covered this in a video today, and it's like, you girls probably never been in this situation, but I certainly have. About I've had a friend who's had a couple too many, and it's like, come on, man, let's just go. Like, this guy had no one looking out for him. Like, it looked like it was late. I assume he was drunk, and he had nobody around him being like, nah, player, it ain't worth it. Like, I've had to do that a dozen times in my life, like with friends or even just strangers at the bar, where I'm like, hey, man, you're clearly, like, I don't want you to go to jail. Like, just don't.
Chill out,
Like, don't be stupid. And like, nobody told this guy, like, hey, man, maybe don't ruin your career. I mean, even if he doesn't go to prison, he's still going to have a federal charge. And I guarantee you they're not dropping this.
Would it make a difference to you if you find out that he's sober? Like he just went into Subway one night to get dinner and then came out and was like, I have to do this?
Oh, yeah. If he was sober, then I would want the full penalty. Like I would want the maximum sentence.
Maybe a Chat GPT told him to do it.
That could be. If he's
That's
sober.
That's such an interesting legal defense in the future.
I know.
Yeah. Somebody tried that because remember, like they told him like climb the wall to try to kill the queen or something like that.
I don't remember this at all, but
how do you not know? I feel like you'd be a royal family dork. Like, I figured you would be. I don't know.
I mean, I keep tabs culturally, but I don't know that story.
Well, his like digital girlfriend told him to do it, so he climbed the wall with a crossbow, and
what?
You didn't know this?
I don't know this story at all.
Oh my
God!
God!
Sure ChatGPT didn't tell you about it.
No. Man, queen, crossbow. Man with crossbow, Queen Elizabeth. Man arrested over crossbow incident, Glasgow hospital. He entered Glasgow hospital armed with a crossbow. Wait, no, that's not the one. Hospital, no. Man, crossbow, queen, I think. Yeah, man broke into Windsor Castle with crossbow on Christmas Day, gets jailed for 9 years. And it was because
ruining Christmas? That's so rude.
Yeah, and like his digital AI girlfriend told him to do it. And this was in 2021. That must have been some early AI.
When AI was as weird and intense as it is now.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. This Subway Bandit, not smart. Wasting food, not smart. Ruining life for politics, also not smart. I like Booby says, this gives taking a footlong to the face a whole new meaning. No, I think they mean the same thing. I think it means the same. And D's Nuts says, what's your opinion about AI? Gore or nefarious? I don't know what gore means. G-O-R. I think you mean good or nefarious. AI is a tool like anything else, but it will be used for evil. That's what my opinion is. Yeah. PJ Streeter says, just became a member at thequartering.com. Yes. Looking forward to the Discord and meeting everyone. Very cool.
Yay.
Yes. Thequartering.com/join. If everybody joins today, if 10% of the people join today, I won't do an ad read for the rest of the month. How about that?
Ooh.
Other than once I'm contractually obligated to do by Rumble. I know we're not going to get, that'd be 1,000 people. I mean, if 100 joined, that would be incredible for one day. Ramsey says, I'm ditching the bald beanie skater. No love lost. Just on a budget. I'd rather support you. What's your annual Rumble discount code? I don't have an annual one right now. I just have promo code free quartering, one word. That might work on annual too. Try it on annual. Otherwise, it's a free month on the month-to-month, which is awesome. Thank you, Ramsey. He has plenty of money anyway. Our sergeant says, isn't Melania Ukrainian or something like that? I dated this Ukrainian chick once. Do not piss them off. They're all sweet and pretty, but I swear they will gouge your eyes out.
She's Eastern European. I think she was born in Slovenia.
Yeah. She is not playing around.
Eastern European women, that they're very intense.
Well, she is the definition of grace, even when she's like pissed off. Because she's like, oh, cool, I'll just sue you for $1 billion. She's not like rage tweeting about it. She's just like, nah, well, actions have consequences, Hunter. So, yeah, we're just going to do this.
Like, in some ways, the opposite of Donald Trump, who would be like ranting on Truth Social. And
that's
she's
what I mean.
Like, no, get the lawyers. We're going for the apology and the money. And like, I mean, you probably heard me say
she's going to win.
And it worked with Carville, who had to issue an apology for the same stuff.
Yep. Our sergeant says, lies. Big Mike was totally born in the U.S. His cover story isn't. D. Damon says, Jeremy's been leaving us more than Hassan leaves his chat. I know this week has been bad, but that's the last of the appointments. Siper says, question for Melanie. Do you think justice is a Judeo-Christian concept, revenge being the secular option?
Well, revenge is definitely not good and not of God, and justice is of God. So I will say that much.
Yeah, that seems okay. Yeah.
I would argue like even Christians probably have the instinct to get revenge. You're just not supposed to give in.
Oh, exactly.
It, right?
We're not supposed to give into it though. Yeah, justice is definitely very important, but revenge is not.
There's always that. Have you seen Kingpin, Melanie?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God.
Oh.
He's gonna leave the stream again. He's so mad.
I don't know if it'll hold up, but it's pretty funny. It's Woody Harrelson is like a drunk loser, former pro bowler who was a degenerate and like the mob chopped off his hand. And he finds like an Amish boy and coaches him, and it's pretty funny. It'd be like it's like from the golden era of like Sandler films when they were still good, and like I highly recommend it. But anyway, well now this won't hit, but Chad will know. There's one point where he's like, because he's like a godless heathen piece of garbage. He's like talking to this Amish guy. He's like, you know what the Bible says about forgiving? And the Amish guy's like, yeah, what? He's like, well, it's against it. Like, yeah. But it's a great movie, but it's like that era of humor. I don't know how well it ages. You know what I mean? Like, there's some gross out humor in it. It'd be like, if you watch Dumb and Dumber again right now,
I love Dumb and Dumber.
Then you're gonna love it. Highly recommend Kingpin. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
If Chad hasn't seen it again, it's like Dumb and Dumber era comedy. So if you don't think that's funny, you won't like it. Like,
gotcha.
But there's it's funny. Daylina says, if you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. Alex Jones. Dave says, I used to collect early 90s cars through the 2000s for nostalgia because you could get them for dirt cheap. Yeah, I remember that era. You could buy them for like $3,500 or even less if you could, could work on them. I remember that car was the era of like the Tiburon and the Mitsubishi 3000 GT and the Ford Probe. That was like early 2000s. I always thought, or like the Eagle Talon. Sorry, girls. But like
we're hanging out.
I'm like, every time I saw a Mitsubishi 3000 GT the other day, and I was like, dang, that's the first one of those I've seen in like 100 years. It was clean. It was clearly like, collectors. But anyway, normal cars, nothing exotic. Storage became an issue, so I had to stop. Well, cars, yeah, that's an issue. Peckman says, good afternoon, Jerry, Melanie, Hannah Claire. How many burgers have you gotten from George Webb's? They're not available yet. And you only really get a voucher. It's just kind of a meme. Like, people in Wisconsin know. Like, you can't just march in there and be like, give me a free burger. Sorry, girls. Actually, Melanie might know. George Webb's has always had the standing offer. It's like a burger joint around here. That if the Brewers ever win 12 games in a row, everyone gets a free burger. Oh, and this happened one other time before. In 2008, I think. So, like, it's a huge deal in Wisconsin. Like, yesterday, the Brewers won their 12th in a row. And like, it was, everyone in Wisconsin was like, burgers, but like nobody even really goes to George Webb for burgers. Like, it's where you go when you're hungover or still drunk or getting drunk. It's not like well known as a high quality food restaurant, but shout out George Webb's.
Bad reasons to get a burger. Wow.
Yeah. Jeremy, did you see that the Vikings are living up to their name? Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. I mean, again, it's 2025. We don't have to do this anymore.
Yeah, people are sick of this crap now. Yeah. I don't get it.
Our side says, bro, Subway needs to recreate this into a commercial. And then after the dude's handcuffed and put in the car, have the cop pick up the Subway sandwich like it's still wrapped, clean it off, and start eating it. That's what I said I would do if I was like, I said in the video when I talked about it, which of course bombed because I don't know what the fuck works anymore. But like, I'd be like that fat cop that was like, I'd quietly pick it up. And like somebody be like, somebody collect the evidence, and I'd be like, what evidence? Well, I'll be right back, girls.
Okay. What evidence? Oh, that sandwich is gone now.
Look, and then that guy would be like, the cop ate my sandwich. You can't even prove it was me.
There you go.
Give this guy a chance to get out of prison.
This was his mistake. He chose a sub sandwich. If he would have chose a donut, then that cop would have just caught it, ate it. Everybody would have been happy.
He wouldn't have been able to help it. No, I mean, like, What foods would have been worse? Subway sandwiches, I feel like, are not that heavy, to be honest. Like I said, a Jersey Mike's, maybe something else. We could have argued.
True.
A pizza, that would have been bad because of the box.
That's really messy too. Yeah. Or like a cake. Ice cream would be bad because it's so cold.
Well, ice cream was this. I mean, milkshakes were the things that like Antifa was throwing at people. Like, this is not Antifa, but it's Nigel Farage got hit by a milkshake, and Andy the journalist, got hit by a milkshake. That one was Antifa. And the problem with those is like, people can blend stuff into them. I guess in this case, it's sort of good that it was a wrapped Subway sandwich because hypothetically it's not like tampered with. This is a weird line of inquiry. What is the worst thing you could get thrown at you that's actually also not too dangerous?
Poor Subway can't ever catch a break. They are just always on some bad controversies that aren't even inherently their fault, like the Jared from Subway stuff. They already have to try to live that down because a lot of people don't want to eat Subway because of Jared.
But they're not closing. Like, I don't feel like Subways have shuttered. Like, still see them.
That's a good point. They haven't gone the way of the Red Lobster for sure.
Oh, true. Or like Quiznos. I feel like I used to see Quiznos as a kid, and it's not really a thing.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't seen a Quiznos in a while. I think one of the best is Schlotzsky's, but they're just so expensive. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
Last time I had Schlotzsky's, it was so amazing. It was I don't know, several months ago, maybe a year ago. And so I had Schlotzsky's, and then they have like those Cinnabon things too that you can get with it. So you get this amazing dessert too. But then it was like the price that you would spend going to a sit-down restaurant. So it's like, why?
That's how I feel about everything right now. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but it's like, I just feel like prices are like, there's just like fatigue. I can't remember how much things cost when it was like a reasonable price,
Yeah. Someone from chat says, how about the new YouTube regulations on car content being struck down even on closed courses or racetracks? I haven't heard about that.
I don't know a ton about that either.
Car content struck down?
Well, and this would, I would be wondering if this feeds into some of the stuff you and Jeremy have been talking about, where like YouTube is changing a bunch of its policies behind the scenes.
We all have to learn YouTube over again right now, I feel like. But one thing I noticed a pattern of, I'm going to look up this car content. One thing I'm noticing a pattern of is it seems like to me that YouTube wants videos that they want less breaking news videos and they want more videos that can work over time. At least this is just my analysis over the past, when this really started happening, these past couple weeks, is I'm noticing that it is suggesting some of my older videos that are, one of them's doing great still. That one about reacting to woke churches. And that one's doing great over time. But I feel like what YouTube was doing before, and this is why breaking news was working so well, is that, you were just counting on those like short-term views and you just put out a lot of videos to get a lot of short-term views. But right now, it definitely looks like YouTube is trying to focus a little more on evergreen content. But I don't know. Maybe
Why would that be? Like, what would they? Why do they care?
I don't know. Maybe it's because of what they want more showcase on their homepages, and I don't know. But at least that's what I'm seeing a pattern of on my channel, is that when I do the breaking news stuff, it's getting pushed out to less people, and it's for a shorter time. But then the stuff that's more evergreen, they're consistently still pushing that out over time. So I don't know if that's what they want more of.
That's what I'm seeing too. Like, for whatever, like I said, like I figured out yesterday that like, reacting to dumb chicks, like that's somehow like still doing well. And what I haven't looked at is if it's getting bumps like down the road. Because like you said, normally I get 100%, I get 99% of the views in the first 24 hours.
Exactly. That's how it used to be. And now it's not. I notice my best, what's keeping my views in the range that it's at are the videos that are evergreen, that they're still doing numbers right now.
Yeah, I started doing more like, can you believe this chick with her boobs out? What a crazy thing. Boobs on thumbnail. I'm like, 250,000 views. Active shooter in whatever situation, breaking, 30,000 views. I'm like, what the fuck? Something changed. Like something definitely changed.
I think YouTube is trying to venture away from breaking news and more on, hey, let's these evergreen topics.
Yeah, I think so too. Because like even the sandwich video I put out has a 10% click-through rate, which is good, and YouTube should be like, hey, that's pretty good.
Yes.
And it's just not showing it to anybody.
I noticed that because some of my videos, I'm like, Howard, the click-through rate is great. The comments are good. The likes on it are great. Then why is YouTube not pushing it?
Yeah, that's
is
usually
this
for
like
those.
YouTube wanting to not be involved with politics anymore?
I don't know. I don't know because like I'm not exactly sure.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's a little bit of inside baseball, but like if watch time and click through rate are good, then usually a video is going to be good for you.
Right.
It doesn't even like YouTube hasn't ever looked at topics. It's like, oh, if 13% of people are clicking through on this video, we're going to show it to more people because then more people will see ads. But now a good click through rate and good view time doesn't really seem to
make a difference. It's just whatever YouTube wants to show, it'll show it. But what I think is weird is like the stuff that I make speaking against the LGBT stuff, that's doing great. And that's crazy to me because I'm thinking, why would didn't YouTube discourage this before? And now these are my most performing videos right now.
Yeah, they're definitely like working on something. I don't know what, and I don't know why, but I stopped like beating myself up over it. Like yesterday or Tuesday, I think I finally was like, well, if this is going to be how it is, we're going to have to...
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're going to have to push memberships.
We'll adapt, yeah.
Yeah. Mikey Moon Cricket says, I got it. I will join even though I'm a Rumble Premium subscriber, but I got to hear Melanie drop the word first. Well, you're going to hear it. We're going to go to Premium here in a minute. Bill Dozer says, what the hell up was that? Wait, the hell was up with that walking stereotype on Timcast the other night talking about the red heifer? Does God take Connie to... I don't know who that is.
Oh, the red heifer? I don't know who you're talking about, but now I'm curious to watch whatever this was about because that's about like the third temple and ushering in the end times. The Antichrist and all that stuff, the sacrificing the red heifer, it has to be a perfect red heifer though. I mean, they've already been trying with the red heifers, but then they'll find like a white hair on it or something. It has to be perfect. It can't have a single white hair on it. So, yeah.
Sorry guys, I do a 2-hour live stream of politics. I don't tune in to other people's lives, not just Tim in general, but just, I already do a long live stream of it, so I don't really watch it. Unless there's some drama that I can clickbait off of. Our sergeant says, hey Jeremy, I took the liberty of milking your cow for you. Okay, thanks. PJ Shader said, I miss those crazy Quiznos commercial with that schizophrenic hamster. I know, it was like, Quiznos, that tastes so good. And I was like jumping all over the place. Quiznos.
Why would there be more Subways than Quiznos with that kind of marketing?
Well, because Subway just started toasting their subs too, and then Quiznos had literally no reason to go to it. Like, the whole thing Quiznos had was that their subs were toasted. And Subway's like, oh, we can put a shitty sub toaster in our Subway sandwiches. And like, I don't remember. I mean, I feel like they were higher quality than Subway, but I don't even remember.
I think also Subway got to pretend that they were like healthy, but then that
they always did. Yeah, they did. I eat a Subway sandwich every day, and I lost weight. I'm also a pedophile.
Now, if Subway would come out with some like really keto options and stuff, they could do more of that.
Yeah.
And I would eat there if they had more keto options.
If they use like chicken pita bread, like the chicken bread that they make, like they could do that.
We need sponsor Melanie Mac. I would love that.
Yes, please. We also just need. Exactly. There's the new slogan. All of a sudden, the stock will go up like crazy for Subway. Let's go.
JR says Kingpin is an all-time great comedy. Mallory says, "Is there a quote mom space in your Discord? Hannah Claire could connect with us moms. We need a connection. All those moms in my town are super liberal." Well,
dude, I have so many
have the mods
I'd
make
be
one.
Happy to hang out.
Yeah, we can do that. We can add that. I write that down. Now, we have this other topic I wanted to talk about because it relates directly to Melanie and all the people she harbors in her life. There's apparently, I don't know if you knew this, and then we're going to do call-in. So by the way, if you're a member, make sure you connect your Discord. You go over to Discord and you just, I can show you, but you just go in the call waiting room in the members area. And By the way, now that we have more members, 1 call per week in general for people. Like, I don't want to have the same person talk every single day, so don't be offended if I don't pick you. And you can submit your questions to the show in the members area as well. I think we have a couple of those to answer as well. Oh, quite a few, actually. Oh, wait, Rumble Premium Access. Got it. Okay, cool. The dark secrets of adult Disney addicts are hiding.
Oh,
Melanie, do you wanna confess anything before we?
No, I'm good. I wouldn't call myself a Disney person.
Melanie, I think you should
except for Nightmare Before Christmas.
$1 billion.
$1 billion, yeah.
There we go. $1 billion.
I'm just asking. You know, I mean, I don't want to say anybody's name, but like, you're pretty friendly with maybe the most famous male adult Disney fan that in the world. I don't want Jay Drunk 3PO to catch any strays here.
In his defense, he usually goes to Universal. Now they do some Disney stuff. I think they normally just walk around and do free stuff at Disney.
Oh, okay. Well, the most magical place on earth was looking particularly hellish. Grown adults wearing sequined Minnie Mouse ears were tussling and yelling, elbowing and shoving, even punching each other out of the way in the theme park souvenir store. All trying to get their hands on the 50th anniversary Starbucks tumbler, released to commemorate the 1971 opening of Walt Disney World in Orlando. By the way, these are not limited edition.
What?
They make as many as people want to buy.
It's not like what's that candle day at Bed Bath & Beyond and people get into fights there? Like, it's not like a one-day thing.
I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but I just mean it's all just consumed junk that actually isn't worth anything. Like, it'd be like fighting over pop vinyls or like, oh, it's a special commemorative thing that you can just buy and there's nothing unique about it. And they're always going to be available. At least, you know, they'll print as many as you'll buy. Let's put it that way. It says they were trying to get their hands on this. It says a reformed Disney addict, AJ Wolf, a frenzy and a brawl. Wolf had plunged herself, into $17,000 in debt just to pay for her Disney addiction. She spent most of her money on stays at the theme parks, where even a standard room costs more than $1,000 a night. Well, 17 grand isn't that much then. Like, that's 3 weeks.
This guy I was talking to my chat about last night. We had a topic on finances, and don't do stuff like this. I think live beneath your means. If you live beneath your means, you're always good to go. So if you got to get in debt for a Disney vacation, don't do it.
Right. You kind of wake up late and you're like, why do I have all this Star Wars stuff? Why do I have all this droid stuff? I don't even know what this is. You feel like if you don't get it, you'll regret it and you'll be forever sobbing in your closet because you don't have this poor puppet. I mean, she looks pretty good for 46. I know that's not a compliment. I've been told that, but I don't care. As a man, she looks good for 46. If you'd have told me she was like late 30s, I might buy that, you know, especially nowadays with people aging so fast.
Right.
Is she going on these trips alone? Like,
of course.
Oh, wow.
Dad.
Well, they're going on them alone, but not really, because it's like there's other Disney adults there that they'll usually network with, and you know, I'm like, look, a lot of this is tongue in cheek for me. Obviously, if you went into debt for pop vinyls or Magic the Gathering cards or Nightmare Before Christmas dolls or just randomly throwing that thing out there or whatever it is I collect, you know what I mean? Like, that's all bad. That's all. If you're into RC cars and you're $7,000 on your credit card, that's bad.
Yeah.
All right. You know, or if it's just as bad as going into debt over drugs or buying a car you can't afford or
any kind of shopping addiction, right? Like if you're like constantly buying something you don't need, whether it's like arts and crafts supplies or like throw pillows or like, I don't even know what tools for your workshop. Like
there was this lady, I'll share my experience with you because I took a rare day off last Friday. Or the day I took my wife to the fair.
Aww.
What day was that? Because I took the day off.
Rumor.
It must have been Yeah, right. Well, it's my new wife. I've remarried.
No.
That's why I have to handle all the contractors are in and out of the house, moving their stuff out.
No, I don't like it at all.
I feel like I did the live show, and then I went. So it might have been on a Friday. I don't remember because I didn't not do the live stream. So it must have been on a Friday. I must have just streamed early and then took her to the fair. We went to, not Bed Bath and Beyond. What's the store with all the international crap that seems like it's really nice, but it's not really that great? World Market. And I swear to God, there was like 3 women in there, all in line checking out before us. And like, I'm pretty sure they were all day drinking wine. And this one lady had spent about, I don't know, $1,700. And she's like, I just came in for the soap refill. Ha 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 ha. I'm like, like, that's not really a flex, lady. Like, she had bought, and I helped her load stuff in her car because I'm a gentleman. I was like, well, she had bought all these chairs and tables and stuff. I'm like, well, it's all cheap China crap that it's like Pottery Barn. Like, people think Pottery Barn stuff is nice. It's not. It's just mass-produced trash. You think it's nice because you bought it in the mall. But like, I'm carrying all this stuff out there and thinking like, she spent $1,700 on this crap. She's like, oh, my husband, he's gonna be. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm sure your husband knows you have a shopping problem. Like, I just was like, I'm reminded of that because it's like, she probably has some rich. She told me where she lived and all this stuff because people tell me stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, so she's some rich chick, like who's married like a doctor or something like that, who doesn't really care like what she's spending her money on. But like, even that is bad. Just because you have money, pissing it away is also not good. Like,
no, it's not good
it's
at
all bad. She said, I experienced legitimate painful longing for the day my next Disney trip would visit or arrive. She said, without exaggeration, I wasn't sure how I would even live until then.
What?
Yeah, I mean,
this is sad. Does she not?
Because she's just unhappy with her life, you know? Like, if
or she was like molested, or she had some kind of childhood trauma, like where she uses Disney as an escape.
Wow, this is
like, really divorced or whatever. Like, the thing is, like, she's trying to avoid her real life. You know, I heard someone would say, like, yeah, I like to travel, but I live a life I like so much. I like going home. I like going back to my schedule. And I think that's interesting, right? Like, if you're waiting constantly to be in basically a form of escapism, you need to reevaluate how you're living. Like, maybe get a new job, maybe move. Like, this is not it.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna find a cope, find a more affordable cope. Play World of Warcraft.
Yeah, right. Play
World of Starbucks every day or something.
Yeah, if you need a Second Life as a thing, there's all sorts of other stuff. Yeah. Now I see like, here you go. This is Disney adults. You can always tell they all have like the same shirts on too.
Well, it's when they wear the rainbow stuff. That's when it's really weird too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of them are gay. Like a lot of them
are. Yeah, and that's where it really raises a lot of questions. If you're wearing a rainbow shirt, you're doing the whole gay thing, and you're frequenting Disney, then of course I'm going to question if that person.
See who this is?
Exactly. I can't tell who that is, but that's a man in a dress
with hairy legs. Didn't even bother shaving his legs.
I would automatically suspect, pedophile. Like,
yep, right. Or you were abused, like,
or that. Yep.
You have some issue or both, you know, like one of the things that now nobody ever wants to connect is the percentage of people in the LGBTQ community that have also been abused as a child.
Exactly.
It is a massively higher number than straight people, and people act like there's no correlation there. You know what I mean? Like, like, in my opinion, this dude should be banned from Disney World.
I think so too.
You shouldn't have creepos living out like their sexual fantasies at the children's theme park. Yep. Honestly, I wouldn't care if Disneyland went to you have to have kids to go there.
Right.
I know that's a further, you know, that's obviously like, maybe you don't say that for Universal or something like that, but like, you know, there should be areas where like adults aren't allowed unless they have kids. It's just weird.
I think that's fair because Disney is supposed to be for, you know, for children and families.
Right.
Yeah.
I just like, I get it. Like, I don't have kids, you know, would it be weird that I couldn't go to Disneyland? I guess I don't care, but like, it would be weird that if I couldn't go to like Universal or something like that,
Right,
or, you know,
yeah.
but like I'd be like, oh, Disneyland's for kids. That makes sense. And then just really lean into it, make it family friendly, have more family bathrooms. But the problem is people like this dude will outspend a family of 4.
That's true.
And like
they have the disposable income to do it. I mean, that's
exactly.
the problem.
Even like when I took my wife to Disney, she'd never been. She had never been. So I took her, and you know, the way I did it, you know, I bought like the super premium, skip all the lines pass, and all the like, you know, I guarantee you I spent more than any one of the families of 4 that were there. Like, oh, $1,000 to skip the line. Okay. I'm a 40-year-old man-child. Like, I don't care. Like, here's my money. And so like, I think that they probably make way more money off Disney adults than they do off families who are taking their kids to Disney for the day.
What theme park has Harry Potter World?
Universal.
Universal. Okay, so
no, wait. It's at Universal, but it's like a different park. I think. I think it's included.
Yeah, I think it's included. So when I was in college, like early college, I had a friend who lived in Florida within driving distance. So like once I went to visit and we went there for the day, and that was like fun. It was an expensive ticket, but like, you know, we're young. I think I was like 19 at that time. Like I understand where there is like the objection to it being family only would be like, well, there's a group of people that deserve to have like a place to hang out that isn't necessarily like, you know, like I wasn't old enough to go to a bar or do anything. Not that that's like what I should spend all my time doing. You know what I mean? Like, but on the other hand, I think we can all see the distinct difference between like college kids versus like this situation that we're seeing on the screen.
Yeah, it's pretty different.
And in some ways, I just wish that we could like, I understand that ultimately it's about the money that like people who are indulging themselves, like Disney wants to be family friendly when it comes to selling toys and merch. But in this case, they want the people who are going to book the week-long vacations multiple times a year and eat all the food and do whatever to come, because that's a source of income. I just wish that like as a society, we weren't like, oh, we have to indulge everyone and see this is okay. Like
it'd be sweet to like see some mom walk up to this dude, just be like, freak, like just start shaming them. Like we shouldn't be accepting this. It should just be, they should be shamed.
Right. Or have like a Disney employee that's like, because I've heard stories about like Disney like telling girls like if they're like have too much skin showing or something, they have to buy a t-shirt. Why can't we be like, sir, buy some sweatpants? Like you can't wear a dress here. You know what I mean? Like
that would be
for confrontation about gender and all of that stuff. Like, why can we not defend the values that we have as a society? Why do we have to indulge people? Hopefully
down the road we can. So with that, if you want to call into the show or if you want to submit, if you're a member, please do. We're going to switch to members only, and we're going to take some calls. So if you're a member, you can just go to thequartering.com/members, and then there's just a members live, and you can tune in there. And if you are a member, if you're not a member, please do consider joining today to support the show. We'll be in the Discord. Girls, head on over there. Donald J. Skywalker says, fun fact, Disney cruise ships offered exclusions through Little St. James Island, advertised in promotions, Little St. James Epstein Island. Oh, interesting. Oh, excursions, not exclusions. Well, that's pretty interesting. I do remember that. Now, I don't know if that was before Epstein owned it or after he owned it. You know, I don't know. I had this marked. Somebody said for a question for the show, so I just joined your site. Do I get a discount for my monthly coffee club description? Just wondering, 100% okay if the answer is no. No, it won't apply to previous orders. And I actually don't think it applies to the coffee club. But single orders it will apply to. And shout out to the viewers in Sacramento, California. I'm filling in this weekend on tenor sax for the Sax Swing Collective when they play Jack Rabbit Brewing on Wednesday in West Sac. Shout out to the Sac from Adam. Go check out a show if you're in the Sac, you know. Let's switch on over there. So if you're a member, we've got more show for you. Head on over to thequartering.com/join to join or pick up Rumble Premium. And if not, we'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 Eastern. So an hour earlier than normal. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and we're going to switch over to Premium. So see you guys there. Bye all.
Bye. Bye.
I don't know how to actually switch to premium, but you don't have to keep waiting. I've never done it before. Keep waving. Let's see. I don't know if it worked or not. I think it did. We'll see. Yes, up here it appears to have worked. So you guys are free. Let me just confirm that we are no longer live on YouTube before I unleash Melanie to say the word.
All right.
The premium tag now. Okay, so it's working. All right, so that looks good. Now I'm wondering if the issue that I had before that I wanted to test today was, turning off. Let's see. Currently streaming Rumble's Locals, YouTube, and X. If I do normal stream is obscured with own brand overlay on all their platforms. No, I don't want that. See, I don't want that. I want to be able to just end it on those other platforms. So I have a solution for this. It's a final solution. That's why I didn't go live on Twitch and Kick today, so I could test this. So I'll just run everything through StreamYard and it'll be all right. So I will just manually end the YouTube stream, which I did.